Alright guys, I'm going in. What floor?
3.
My hair is standing up. Okay, everybody, so I just walked out of my pre-op appointment. So let me tell you guys, I was so nervous. I don't know why, but I was so nervous walking in. I videoed myself actually walking in and getting checked in the front, and I accidentally deleted the video. Oh wait, let me take this off. That is how crazy nervous I was. So had my pre-op and it wasn't so bad. Let me tell you, Rachel, my nurse, the RN here, she absolutely made me feel super comfortable, almost like I was talking to a friend that is a nurse that I trust, you know, with my health. So I talked to Rachel, and she went through everything. I signed 1,000,000 papers. Felt like I was signing the same thing over and over again. That's good, because if I missed anything, I caught it on the next page. And we got to talk about my medical history, and I'm glad that she reminded me about potassium. It's crazy because normally they don't always ask you about that. And because I had an issue with potassium after my hysterectomy, I was like, oh yeah, I did have an issue with low potassium. So because of that, she is going to send me. So I'm on my way now to the hospital with orders to get a potassium check. And she wanted to do that now since we're 2 weeks out. That way, if it's something that they need to, you know, do, they'll take care of it now so I can be good for surgery day. But there's so much that she told me after, like, reading blogs, listening to other people, you know, looking at stuff. Some of the things were what I expected based on that. But then there were some things where I was like, well, what about this? You know, what about that? Like we talked about bromelain and arnica, and she said, we don't want you to change what you're currently doing. You know, everything looks good for your health, and you don't want to you know, get your system up to something that it's not used to and it's overactive, and then it just creates all other kind of complications. That's what we don't want to do. We want to alleviate, not mitigate. So that sounds like something that I would say. So anyway, that is exactly what I'm sorry, y'all. I am distracted because I'm lost. So either case, I am I'm gonna listen to what Rachel says. I trust her. I trust my doctor. That's why I chose him. I chose that team. So I'll talk a little bit more when I get home and I'm not driving, and I can actually tell you like what I'm trying to you know, what we talked about. Oh, am I going the right way? And going the right way. And what's different from what some of the blogs say, and we'll talk about that. But like I said, I'm on my way now to get my test, and I have some pictures that I'll show you guys after this, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, talk to you later. Hey guys, okay, so I made it through pre-op today and I'm home now. So it was a really good experience. It was a really good experience. I didn't know what to expect, as you can see in the videos before, but I got in there and they gave me so much information. They went through just my family history, my history. They had already gotten some tests and some medical records. So I was interested to know if they actually did, and apparently they did, because they asked me about my potassium. That's what I was telling you in the video before. I was on my way to get a potassium test, so they did actually pull that up. But it was really interesting to find out some things that my nurse Rachel, she's so awesome, talked about that was a little bit different. And they said that every plastic surgeon is different, but that it was a little bit different than what you know, you're seeing like in the blogs and the research that you do online and all the groups that I'm in and everything like that. So like the questions that I had for her, oh god, I'm looking at like when I signed off with my when I signed off on my god, on my everything, my checking account. Just okay. Anyway, so like my question was, you know, when do I get in a faja? Do faja is there? And her thing was that when I wake up and from recovery, I will have on a binder, and I will take it off after 24 hours, and they actually want me to shower. She said she actually prefers for me to shower within 24 hours because it helps with reduce any chance of any infection, and so it will rinse off with the same soap that I use, the antibacterial soap, not to, you know, like rub or anything in that area, but make sure the water and the soap is falling off. It's actually perfectly fine. I asked her about bromelain and arnica, and so she said, are you currently taking those two? Because I didn't see it on your list. I said, no ma'am, I'm not. She said, so here's what we don't want you to do. We don't want you to change that. I think I talked about this in a video before. Don't change anything. So it was interesting to see that. Took that out and arnica already paid for. It's already on the way. It should actually be delivered today. But the bromelain is coming out of the cart. I'm going to put it on standby. I also found out that, which I didn't know, maybe I wasn't listening before, I was talking about lymphatic massages and when should I get them, and you know, should I do the series of them. And so her thing was, well, we provide the lymphatic massage for you. When the doctor says it's okay for us to do it, we'll take you out and we'll actually do the lymphatic massage for you to help you with your drainage. But we'll play that by ear because it's all going to be on how your body is actually draining. But one thing she told me to do, which I thought was pretty cool, was to go like to Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, hardware place, and to get the little small rollers, like paint roller. And she said it's like silver, but it has a little plastic handle, and have either myself or my boyfriend to roll on the area. Don't push down, just roll on the area. Roll on the areas on my sides and everything where the lipectomies will be, and just try to, you know, get the body to get the fluid to come out. And so I don't know. Then she told me that she believed that I would probably, because I'm small and my area is small, will probably be in drains at the most 9 days. But again, it could just depend on, you know, we're going to play everything by ear. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I asked her about my nose ring because they talk about surgery. I was actually going to buy some like the surgery approved plastic nose ring retainers. And she said, go ahead and put it in. I will make a note on the chart. If they have an issue with it, anesthesiologist would be the one probably would have an issue with it. then what they'll do is either tape it or they'll take it out right before you go in, and then when you wake up it'll be back in. So no worries, no big deal. They made me this cute little book, and it's customized. You saw the pictures, and it has my name and my date, and it's like a big cheat sheet. It gives me all kinds of just things about from the beginning to the end: depression, healing, families and friends during my healing process, recovery, sexual activity, son, work, what should you be doing. She talked about me getting up and moving around. Do not think this is going to be oh, I'm going to be bedridden. You're not going to be in the bed. You're going to be getting up, moving around. They're not going to see me until the week after, which I was like, oh, so I thought it was like the next day or two. And she was like, no, unless there's something in particular that the doctor wants to follow up with you, yours is already set. Your post-op is already set for that following Monday. So my surgery's on a Tuesday. So it's that following Monday. So I will come back then. And then weekly. And of course, again, it's all play it by ear because it's all on how I'm draining and my how I am healing. It basically gives me a copy of all the things that I signed, because I signed a big book full of stuff. It reminds me about the things not to take, what to take. I already put my prescriptions in. I dropped it off at my pharmacy on my way home, and I'll just pick it up tomorrow. And then it gives me my information about my COVID test that I have to take on the 25th, because my surgery's on the 30th on a Tuesday, so I have to take it on the 25th to give them time, since the weekend falls in between. And I thought this was really cute. It's like an emotional roller coaster, and it kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be at during the day of the first week, the second week, the third week, just everything. I just really thought that it was pretty awesome. And then they gave me a coupon for Amazon for Juven multi-pack. And so she did suggest that I get Juven and high protein. Of course, I'll be drinking a lot of protein shakes probably, because I normally don't have a lot of appetite after surgeries. And then for the first time, I get the patch that I have been hearing about for my nausea, because I am that person that always wakes up out of anesthesia just wanting to throw up, and just yeah. It's been horrible. So I've always been given pills, which she said they'll probably still give me something prior to going in. Just depends on what the anesthesiologist tells me that day. But I'm going to have the patch, and so I put it on that day. The only crazy part, good thing I don't eat a lot, but it's like my surgery is not until 1, so I don't check in the hospital until 11. So I can't have anything after midnight the night before. So when I get up in the morning, I'm not going to be able to have any coffee. I can take my blood pressure pills. I can take a little bit of water with that. And I take a omeprazole sometimes for GERD, like reflux, but only as needed. She told me still go ahead and take it. And I asked her, this was the other thing, guys. I asked her about like the softener. Like, should I take my stool softener or my laxative leading up to? And she said, the worst thing you can do is poop on the table. So, and I'm not telling you to change your diet either. So you don't want to have your body like going through some strain and putting like stress on it. And then now we're putting you to sleep, and your body's going to sleep, and your body's like, oh, relieve the stress. And then now you got a mess. So you don't want to do that, because then that could extend the time that you're in there, and then, you'll have to pay for the extra time. So it'll just be a mess all the way around. Don't even worry about that. So I thought that was pretty good to know, because again, you hear so many different things when you're researching it and checking YouTube and looking at Google and talking to people in groups and stuff like that. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys my experience. I feel a little bit better. My stomach definitely, that was butterflies in the beginning, went down as I sat there and talked to Rachel, and then talked to Sabrina, who is the financial person there. She's like the office manager, and I'm the office manager of my job, so it's like we talk. But it was pretty cool, and the staff is so nice. And I actually found out that I did not delete. I thought that I did delete my thing. So if you saw it, I added it in, and that was my walk into the room. And they also told me that they're gonna give me pictures. So they will give me pictures of everything that they took out, and they will take every picture that they take of my body as I transit, they're going to put that in a folder and give it all to me. So I'll be able to upload it to my channel. And so stay tuned. for the next thing. I'm going to have you guys on with me when I'm taking my COVID test too. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks, guys. See you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.